Well, hello, this is Buddy, Gemini Homestead.
And this is Lippy. It's been a while. We wanted to give y'all a garden update. But this is going to be a little bit different update. After the day I had today, actually the day I've had for the last 2 weeks, I actually got plumb disgusted, to be quite honest. We spent all day in the garden until yet another thunderstorm came in. Now, I'm not complaining about the rain, but too much is just as bad as none. So I'm sure we're not the only one sitting here scratching our head going, what's happening?
I hope not, because I feel weird about it, but I'm sure we're not.
No, we're not the only ones. But I'm still my bubbly, happy self. Still gonna joke with him. But I want to get serious. This was our first year. And let me back up. The picture that you saw at the beginning of this garden update, the table full of tomatoes, that was a challenge just to get that in the last 3 days.
Yeah.
About 3 days. That's been a challenge. Now, the cucumbers, they did well up until about a week ago. And I went ahead and made a list. And let's just go ahead and go on down the line, because where I'm going with this, I think many of you will relate. Some may agree with me, some may not agree with me, but folks, I'm getting real here. Y'all want to know me? I'm going to let you know all of me. And all of me right now is really, I'm disgusted. I really am. All of us, all of you watching and us, we put blood, sweat, and tears into our gardens. We put labor hours in, hoping, praying for a harvest, whether that be on large scales of land or very small scales. It could be an apartment, but you're still expecting some form of a harvest. Now, I'm not complaining. We've gotten some. But the 20 years that we've been married, we have never struggled like this. But we're going to start with tomatoes. That's common. We can't control the moisture. And that's due to the abundance of rain all at one time, and then it goes to no rain. Well, it cannot keep a steady moisture. That's things that's out of our control. Okay, so I'm going to throw that out. That's something we can't, none of us can control. But then we have the evil squash bug.
Lord and squash bugs. I'm going to tell you what, I was out there today, and I meant to get a picture of it, but I was almost embarrassed to get a picture of it. They're almost just picking the tomatoes up and toting them off. They're just that bad. We left the garden, there was a storm coming in, comes back to that rain. Wasn't nothing being said about it, and all of a sudden we're out there in the garden working, trying to clean out what has been damaged due to storms and bugs, and just trying to see what we got and which way we need to go. And I mean, literally, guys, the squash bugs, I guarantee you there's 20 on a tomato sitting there. And these are from the one end of the row all the way down the other, as far as you can go. I mean, at that point, it's like, okay, what do we do from here? Because I know what you normally do, but I know what we've been doing this year, and it hasn't been working.
Now, some of you may have seen some picture I posted on Facebook and Instagram a couple weeks ago. A little striped cucumber beetle. They love cucumbers, watermelon, cantaloupe, zucchini, and squash. I know this for a fact because they took it all out. My cucumbers, my zucchini, my squash, my cantaloupe, my watermelon. Gone. Now, as we come across this whole list, you're going to see where I'm going. And we have battled daily. So, that's all gone. If I'm lucky, I may have 3 watermelons survive. I have 0 squash left, 0 zucchini. The cantaloupe is barely hanging on.
Cucumbers gone.
Yeah, they're gone. As of today, they're gone. My garden is basically naked except for tomatoes and peppers. Of course, maybe I'm lucky with my peppers, because as a lot of you know, that was our 3rd try, because our peppers were taken out by 2 different storms. That might be our saving grace. and you'll understand why towards the end of this. Then we go to radishes. You can grow a radish in a coffee cup in a window. Really, anybody can grow a radish.
Not this year.
You're not growing a radish at the Gemini Homestead, I can tell you, due to flea beetles.
Yeah, they have, it looked like every one of the leaves is just all riddled and wrinkled up. Looked like you shot them with number 8 shot, like you was out there hunting dove or something.
Yeah, I mean, it just blowed up.
I've scratched my head, and just why and what is going on. Never had this problem before. We've grown radish. We've had gardens for over 20 years, me and her together. And
then prior to us
both
together,
of us
I lived on a dairy farm.
And
we had acres of gardening.
Now we come to this year, we got a lot of problems.
Problems like no other, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this
so then we go to, okay, we can scratch that off. Now, before we get into lippy mode, yeah, there's a lippy mode. A lot of you have books out there. We have some, but show them your grapevine.
Well, I went by, yesterday. Well, no, actually the day before yesterday, I went by our local
secondhand shop.
Secondhand thrift shop, and I happened to pick this book up for 99 cents. And ever since I brought it home, I've been digging into it and reading, and found
It is an amazing.
Open
it up and see if they can kind of see
problems. I mean, it has actual colored pictures, all the information from the start of plant.
It is the most amazing book, and where the problems are in the United States.
It's the Ortho Home Gardener's Problem Solver.
And it does.
And I'm going to tell you what, it's been, if you can't get Danny King on the phone, you need this book, because you can dig in there and find what you need.
Danny might have wrote that book.
Could have.
Using an alias name. Hey, Danny, if you wrote that book, send me an email. Let me know you did. I'm going to have you autograph it. But anyway, all right. Now, this is where Libby's going to get serious. As a lot of you know, some may not, I'm not in the best of health. And that's all right. You know, it's like water on a duck's back. I'm just going to let it wash off because there's people in worse shape than me. I beat cancer twice. Probably because I'm hard-headed. But this year I wanted to do something different. I wanted to go less chemical. Thinking, okay, that's going to help me with what I'm battling. So we're gonna give it 100%. Maybe, just maybe, it'll help me. Okay? So let's go to the norm. Neem oil. I've used neem oil for years on my hydrangea, crepe myrtle trees, things like that. Works great. Put it in my garden. No result. All right, so we try another one off Amazon. Everybody, no result. 3 different neem oils. Now, these are 100%. These are not the ones that have 20% neem oil and 80% of a whatever. DE.
Which grade you want? Which brand you want?
It's been put here. Okay? Dr. Earth.
Peppermint.
Which was always my go-to.
Yeah. I mean, it'll literally knock you down. It's so stout out there. And
it smells good.
It smells good. Probably run everything out for about maybe 5 minutes, including me.
But the list goes on. Many other things that we have tried. But I touched on those 3 because a lot of those, pretty much everybody knows those. Stuff at Tractor Supply, didn't touch it. So the reason for this video, and I hope I don't get a lot of hate mail, because I'm just trying to be honest, y'all. I'm trying to be honest. What I used in the past, which is not some, crazy chemicals, okay? Because we are governed more in the United States than other places. But what we had used in all the years seem to work. Now, I know we're battling new things with the climate and all of that, yes. But I wished I would have went back to my old way of gardening just from last year. Because I started this YouTube and got into the homestead community because I had a problem with my green beans. And actually it wasn't my green beans, it was just I was trying to grow a green bean that just wasn't adapting to my climate. And that's when I found Deep South Homestead, and a lot of you already know that story. So that's what led me into the homestead community, which I adore. I love. It has given me energy and life, and I look forward to all my friends out there. And I look forward to meeting even new ones. So don't take what I'm saying as a turn-off or negative towards our choices on this homestead.
No.
But we worked too hard and tried all of these things, and it didn't work. Now my Tums and my Epsom salt and all, that's just standard. That's great. That's for the plant. As far as us growing plants, that's not the problem. It's trying to maintain the harvest and the fruit and the bugs. So I am, in my opinion, as the garden season continues, I'm going back to my traditional bug killers, and I'm just gonna be straight up honest. So I'm gonna can it and I'm gonna eat it. And that's just the way it's gonna be. I'm gonna go back to the old way. It worked for me. It's always worked for us. But maybe I'm doing something wrong this new modern way. But I'm thinking new modern way, starvation.
There's a lot of
I'm gonna have to go. Yo, I mean,
I'm gonna start one here.
We can go on a good diet here because them bugs
you
is
eat
taking
whatever
my
the
food.
bugs leave. You'll lose weight. I promise.
I'm telling y'all, it is so bad. We drove an hour away last weekend, wasn't it? Yeah, because I can like a crazy lunatic woman. But we drove an hour away, and it was not an expense. Yeah, okay. The harvest that y'all saw, I'll just be honest, that was $150. $150. Okay? To some, that's a lot. That was a lot of food I put up. I'm not even going to give you the dollar sign of what we lost out here. Because y'all probably already know. When you lose just 2,200 square feet of garden, that's not outside the garden now. We have outside, that's the perimeter within the fenced area is 2,200 square feet. That's not the outside. When you lose that, the dollar signs, I don't even want to think about. But to me, this year, the battle I fought, I would have been better off going that hour drive to a very reputable farmer that we've known for 50 years, I guess, because his son took it over. Beautiful produce. They go lightly on chemicals, but they're not chemical free in the sense of what I named here. So with that being said, I'm going to continue my garden. There's going to be a lot of stuff that it's not too late for me to replant. I'm looking forward to my fall and my winter garden. And we're going to have to go back to our old ways. If I took the camera out, which it's been raining, from what y'all saw a few weeks ago, it looked like just fresh tilled dirt because that's what I did today. I ripped and pulled and I leveled my garden to a clean slate so I can treat the dirt, because as I was pulling squash or pulling cucumbers, bugs was literally jumping out the dirt.
I thought she found a snake.
I'm not kidding y'all. If I could have burnt the garden up, I'd have burnt the garden up, but I still got some pretty flowers and some tomatoes, and I got some really pretty peppers. But I'm telling y'all, I was at that point. So, I'm not going to tell y'all that this stuff doesn't work. I'm just going to say it doesn't work at the Gemini Homestead house.
It hadn't worked for me. If y'all got
if
y'all got a suggestion or something, boy, I'd love to hear it. If it would work, I'd love to use it, but it just has not worked this year for us, I can tell you. I spent all morning, not just the bugs, while she was over pulling out cucumbers and all, I spent most of the day just going through and pruning tomatoes and vines and all that the storms have tore up, that the bugs have got in there and ate until just parts of them died. So I'm trying to get all that out so it doesn't affect the rest of it, and then get some air circulation through there, because what we had even tied up, I mean, it's just broke them off at the tie and bent them over and twisted them. So pretty much back at the top of the trellis, and cut it off there and start over again. Just hope for whatever's below it hold some blooms and set some tomatoes, you know.
Right. And we wanted to do this because I felt like some have said, you know, well, let's get a garden update, or here's your update. The reason why you're not seeing the garden, because there's nothing to show. There's very little bit to show now. And so I wanted to be honest. This is just strictly us being honest, because that's just who we are. And the reason why I'm not going to say what we're going to use is because I don't know this YouTube stuff, and I don't know how all of this works that well to go and use a company's name without their permission.
We can just say it works real well.
It works very well.
It's not that harsh, but it does
What's
take care
the
of
stuff
bugs.
that I grew up that my started with a D? What was?
It's the diazonal.
Yeah, diazonal. Yeah, I know y'all probably fixing to send me all kinds of bad balloons and them little emojis. Y'all,
Can't buy all that stuff.
if I had my hands on that back in the 60s and 70s, well, that may be why I got cancer. Never mind, scratch that. But it worked, okay? Yeah, I might have went with cause me cancer. But it worked. But what we're going to go back to is, most of you already know what it is, but I'm not going to say it. You can maybe private email me, I might tell you. Because then I'm not out here on, what is it called, online, on wire, you know, popping my gum, saying the wrong thing, getting in trouble.
Well, you know you'll pop your gum.
Yeah, because I get myself in trouble all the time, just in the stores. But anyway, that's enough of Miss Lippy's soapbox. But I just wanted to just be real and be honest. And I'm hoping everybody watching it that your garden's doing great. You're getting fantastic harvest. That's many blessings. We was blessed to be able to go and get some, but it is nothing compared to what we're used to putting up. So our pantry shelves look very slim. So yes, I will be having to cart myself to the big box store and try to buy as much quality at the end of the season that I cannot grow or cannot go get and put up. And that's fine with me. I'm not going to sweat. I'm not going to play with a bunch of bugs. I'm not going to get eat up. I'm just going to call it just a washout. But literally, it's a washout. If y'all look out there, I could go take a bath. Tell you one thing though, with all this rain, if it didn't have lightning with it, I stayed out there and I thought, well, we could save money. We could take a bath out there. I could wash some clothes out there. Y'all.
Good for the garden. I mean, it cools it down for just a little bit.
Exactly. But it got a whole bunch of lightning, a whole bunch of wind, so I scratched that idea. I was going to make him go shower out there, but no, I don't want that lightning.
While we on the subject of being truthful, she won't be truthful. I'm going to be truthful too. I'm kind of tired. I'm actually wore out today. She has worked me down like a plow mule, and it's been a long day.
Y'all don't believe nothing he's saying. Nothing. You know you ain't right.
That's the truth.
Well, yeah, you did work, but I didn't work like a mule.
It was lightning a while ago, and I didn't get struck.
I couldn't find my strap. You know that one that said, giddy up, giddy up. I couldn't find it. I think you hit it. But anyway, we're going to let y'all go. I know this was a little bit different than what y'all are used to seeing and hearing. But you want to know who we are? This is who we are. And it's just been a hard year. Hard for everybody. But I wish many blessings to everyone out there that's watching. And what else you got to say? Until next time.
See y'all, some of y'all next week.
Yep. We're going to the Bayou Bash.
The rest of y'all, we will, hopefully, God's will, see y'all shortly. And, hey, God bless.
Yeah. And God bless y'all.